And now that we are in Bujerba, a place that has a readily accessible aerodrome, this means that I could start on 2 quests, 1, Death Gaze, and 2... Just want to find out who it is who actually posted the, I think it's a young... Is it just Traveler? Yes, it is the Traveler. Not the one from Critical Role. Or, there are plenty of other characters called the Traveler, but anyway... It's actually this family who posted the bill. Now, the Death Gaze hunt works very weirdly, and the other quest I'll take care of is the one that requires you to travel on airships. That sounds exactly like my first playthrough in a nutshell. I never saw that thing no matter how many times I tried riding airships. Thankfully, there doesn't seem to be any kind of money on the line, but, just, a child's pride, but, yes, worms and dragons are totally fantastical creatures. It's not like we live in a fantasy universe where they obviously exist and they're studied all the time. Yeah, for me, that worm may as well have been imaginary. Oh, actually, there is some kind of monetary bet in this. I spoke too soon. Oh, no. Oh no, that's giving me horrible flashbacks of... I never actually did the auction haul the brief time I played Final Fantasy VI, but the whole, I'll buy you an airship! That reminds me of that. Like, apparently, randomly, like, rich people would be there in the auction dome, and if they were, you could never win the auction no matter what happened. They would always outbid you. Although I think it was more that, like, there were certain items that it was impossible to win, but the items had no practical value to you anyway. So, the way that this works is quite weird. It randomly shows up while you're traveling by airship. Now, who do we have to... Also, the East Evilese Company is an obvious reference to the East India Trading Company, yet another British colonialism reference in the Arcadian Empire. So, I may have described this before, but I'll say it again. Where is the counter where we can, book an airship? So, flights to Rabanasta, flights to Balfamheim. I guess we'll take Balfamheim first, because there's more places you can get to from Balfamheim. Leisurecraft lets you walk around the ship, while by private cabin just skip travels you there. We don't really need to travel by private cabin ever again since we have the Strahl. But earlier in the game, it can be a decent alternative to teleport stones. Only for certain places, though. It reminds me a lot of the way, like, the SS Aqua and SS Tidal work in Pokemon. Like, you could sleep at your cabin to just have the trip instantly go by, or you could walk around the ship and battle trainers. Which I used to do to grind a lot in Pokemon Gold and Silver and Crystal. I would just go on the SS... Was it Aqua in that game? I think it was Aqua. Wow, just like a real plane. I've always hated traveling on planes, mostly because Australia is so far away from everywhere else in the world, and it just takes hours and hours and hours. Oh, please tell me I didn't get Death Gaze now. Because it's random. Okay, they're pointing us out to the Chief Steward, okay. But yeah, I would do that over and over again in Gold and Silver when I was younger. So, there are also shopkeepers. Yes, we have in-flight shopping on these airships, and in the original game, you could buy teleport stones from the airships very, very early. That was, I think, your main renewable source of teleport stones. And also, in the PS2 version, there were a lot of magics you could only buy here. Yeah, we can get Bacchus's wine. Also, Dispel Motes. Not actually a bad idea if you run out of SP. Wow, SP, what is this, Persona? No, MP. Now, I believe the air deck is where Death Gaze will show up. Also, you automatically have the map for, okay, that's the world map, but you automatically have the map for, the inside of the airships. And there's something else about the decks that is, well, exclusive to this version of the game. And that is that there is a treasure chest on these airships that is even more of a guide, dang it, than the... No. Oh, caution. Wait, what? Oh. Okay, phew. Okay, I was thinking that I actually got it. So, even more of a guide than the Zodiac Sphere. So, there is a chest that has a 1% chance of spawning at a random position on the deck, and it's invisible. It's only in Zodiac Age, and it contains the best bow in the game, which can be used by anybody regardless of licenses, and has a ridiculous amount of power. Now, I believe there is an RNG manipulation for it that some people can use, and speedruns do RNG manip for it early and use it to just sweep through the game. Like, it is incredibly broken, and I almost feel like it's more of a debugging thing than anything else, and it was more meant as an Easter egg, because seriously, who would find that? Just to go to a different topic though, this exchange here, these lines of dialogue, I've always remembered these lines. I don't know, they always stuck out in my mind to me from my first playthrough. However, I believe Scuttlebutt is just slang for rumors. Yeah, so... and I know that thanks to Miriam Scuttlebutt from Ace Attorney. Well, I mean, that's good to know if we plan on becoming a, Sky Pirate officially one day. Now, the Chief Steward, I believe. Yeah, if you talk to this Chief Steward... and then we say, who's this Rande? That begins a side quest. And I use the term loosely, nice burn there. Oh, okay, so we know the answer to who this guy is. He's Gaston. He is basically just Gaston with a different name. Why are we suddenly getting involved in all this? Well, that's certainly a good prize. Oh, but we're no perfect stranger. We're a JRPG protagonist. This kind of fetch quest is child's play for us. All in a day's work. 6 ships, 6 sisters. So, this is how this quest works. What we need to do is we need to travel through every unique airship route, and there's a total of 6 of them, and talk to Anne's sister on every one of those flights. It's not that hard, it just takes quite a while. And since Deathgaze isn't attacking the ship, and like, it's usually pretty obvious when Deathgaze is attacking the ship, I guess we have to talk to you to stay in the cavern. So let's stay here and just go to the end of the flight. No real reason not to, again, Deathgaze isn't attacking the ship. So, the way that Deathgaze works, and this is why taking that on and this quest at the same time is quite, well, definitely makes sense. Because you can't finish the Sisters quest until you reach Balfenheim Port. Can we skip this? Yes, we can. Good. Because obviously one of the aerodromes is at Balfenheim Port, and you need access to all of the possible airship routes. But every time you go on an airship without Deathgaze showing up, the Traveler and his family are always at the aerodrome. I think. Yeah, here they are, the group of 3. So you can talk to them at every aerodrome, and this is why I was never getting Death Gaze to show up in my first playthrough. Death Gaze has a 4% chance of showing up every time you ride a commercial airship. Except every time you talk to, and I hope I'm getting this right, but from what I've heard, every time you talk to the boy, to Arcades, I came from Bujerba. So I've done Bujerba to Balfamheim, and now Balfamheim to Arcades. So let's go by Leisurecraft. What I heard was, every time you talk to the boy, the chance of Death Gaze showing up doubles. So now it is an 8% chance of Death Gaze. The next time it will be a 16% chance, then a 32% chance, and it caps out at a 64% chance of Death Gaze appearing. So every time you go across an airship, make sure you talk to the traveler afterwards. But first we have some business here. Ah, right, you're banking on us being poor. Well, again, unfortunately for you, we are a JRPG protagonist, and that's a job that pays incredibly well. Okay, we can go Arcades to Rabanasta, that's a route we haven't taken before. 16% chance, come on. Vaan needs a new pair of, I'm not sure, honestly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if Death Gaze does show up, like, there's an alarm that goes off and they basically just tell you, we're under attack, we need able-bodied people to fight a giant monster. And now, sister number 2. We did not go Rabanasta to Bujerba, so let's do that and complete our round trip. We should be up to a 32% chance now. Yep, that's it. That's Death Gaze. So you can choose to just do nothing and just not care about it, but let's go. Oh wow, this music, finally, we've heard this song again. You can actually go, all around the ship and, talk to the people here. Yeah, we can't actually do the, I'm gonna have to take this flight again later because we can't, talk to the sister with, you know, the airship under attack. Now, I've never actually fought Death Gaze before either, so, this is going to be an experience. Oh, I haven't shown, like, a lot of these shops actually do have different, inventory. Not as much in this version of the game. But yeah, this one sells Chronos Tears and handkerchiefs. Okay, so once we go out here, we will be fighting. So I guess I'm gonna just get this on Barsh for now and try out a Deathbringer plus shield combo on him. Oh, unfortunately, Death Gaze is weak to Earth, which is not great for magic users. However, I can use the Koga Blade on Vaan. So maybe a Berserked Vaan might do well here. Yeah, not having Shell on Barsh and Vaan is probably fine in case I want to Berserk them, although I can always use, you know, Wine for that. Now, in terms of status ailments, Death Gaze is only susceptible to Sap and, okay, I guess I might have time to heal here. And Silence, weirdly enough. I also have the Bubble Belt move from Bolthia to Vaan because, well, yeah, it makes sense to use it on the person who I'm actually using. There it is! Whoa, hi there, you are a big one. And you have, like, every positive status in the game, so let's do something about that first. Seriously, Dispel is insanely useful. Oh, you made yourself immune to physical damage. Well, I am staying blind on Deathgaze's actual abilities, because I just kind of want to get revenge for my first playthrough. Seems to be doing quite a lot of damage too, but oh, Vaughn just started attacking right as I was about to remove him from the party. Don't know when that physical barrier is gonna go away. I could just go for, like, Vaughn summoning, but... Okay, Vaughn's probably dead now, isn't he? Yep, there he goes. I'll bring him back, though. Guess I'll use an all-magic party, but, Oh, did Fran just raise him from... Yeah, from out of the party? That would be pretty cool if that... No, she didn't, and also Redis just went down, but Penello's got him. Not with a lot of HP, but she's kind of got him. Who here needs... I suppose Penello can go for the, I could try Curaja, even though it's usually overkill in a lot of circumstances. Just kind of want this guy's physical barrier to go away so I can use my Barn strat. Somebody rezzed her there. I wonder when people first started using the term res. Short for resurrection, so its origins are more obvious than a lot of other MMO slang. Wow. Redis got, like, fully healed, and then he immediately went down to, like, lowish health again. And it's got a lot of buffs again. Somebody deal with that, please. Maybe Fran, because Penello is busy with haste. So many of these hunts, I'm not using the tactic that I expected to. Really, Diablos was the only one where I used what I was expected to... Well, use what I expected to. Is your, like, physical barrier still up or something? Yeah, it still says immune. And Redis is not even... Oh, you're on that setup. Right. This should make things better. He should start casting Holy now. Or not. Oh, Holy Weak. I should probably change that to Holy Vulnerable. And that does immediately... It changes, like, action meter to Holy mid-car. Like, mid-action, which is kind of cool. Are you still immune to physical attacks? Because I really wanted to Berserk Varn and go ham on you with that Earth Sword. I wanted to prove that I got that Ninja Sword license on Varn for, an actual purpose, but it seems like that might not be the case. Arise is like, yeah, at the bottom of my spell list. Arise, Sir Varn! I always like the naming scheme of Arise as the upgraded form of Raise. Of course, in some Final Fantasy games, it's full life, and in some, it's just like Life 2 or something. Okay. So, because actually fighting this thing annoyed me so much as a kid, I want to get the ultimate revenge on it to finish it off. I keep thinking the summons in techniques for some reason. So hopefully Gravity Well should bypass the physical barrier, because I don't know if it's considered entirely magical damage or not, but I guess I'll find out soon. As always, shard on, shard off. Well, I'm going to get the infuse in with 1 MP this time. Okay, yeah, Gravity Well did do something. However, this is gonna... I'm gonna have to be really quick with this. Come on, Big Bang. It might not work, because this thing may... No, Big Bang went off! This, I think, is, like... Okay, he's not bubbled, so this isn't going to be the maximum possible damage, but it's not quite the minimum possible HP, because if you can somehow get Zeromus down to 1 HP, it would be even better, but that would require even more control than this. This trick with Infuse can also work quite well for the Balance spell, and you can reflect Balance off of your entire party to greatly increase the damage as well. So I should try this with Penello or Fran sometime. Let's check out how much damage this does. I hope the damage numbers are in the frame. Yep, almost 60,000. I didn't want to lead with that or anything, because I wanted this to still be an actual challenge, but I wanted to finish it with that. Well, that's why, you know, random soldiers in RPGs are usually useless. Yeah, so you guys all need to train a lot. I'm guessing you're like, what, like level 10 or something? And, like, everyone is saps now. Of course, once we go inside here, our HP and stuff won't matter because we'll be in a field-type zone. Yeah, that didn't take that long. Deathgaze wasn't as much of a threat as I thought he'd be. But yeah, that is one of the things that I wanted vindication on from my childhood. I never spawned Deathgaze when I first played this game. So, now I have finally done that. However, I don't think... Yeah, we're not allowed to talk to you and give you the letter yet. The thing is, though, in order to fully complete the Anne's letter quest, you actually do need to double up on some of the routes, because there's no way to do a full loop that'll include all 6 of them, because some aerodromes just don't have access to all of the places. Like, Bujerba is not accessible from Arcades, I think. But now we're back in Bujerba, I don't need to talk to the family anymore, except to report that hunt, which I should do. And thus we have encouraged the indulgences of rich people. And they call each other mother and father too. Yeah. The pretentious rich people-ness is almost physically painful to me right now. I mean, you know, maybe there are tiny airships, and yeah, I mean, elixirs are okay, but that was kind of cheap, honestly, for a reward, but what should I expect? Yeah, there might be some, like, really small airships that they could get, maybe, but anyway, okay, So now here's the thing, I need to remember what I did last time. I'm pretty sure I went to Balfenheim last time, so I have not taken care of Bujerba to Rabanasta. Well, we're halfway there. Not worried yet. Well, you should be. But I just realized what these brothers are trying to do is kind of like the ultimate in. Some people don't like marrying, say, in Fire Emblem Fates, Xander to Hinoka and Ryoma to Camilla, and then Takumi to Elise and Leo to wow, I forgot Leo. to Sakura, but because it's like multiple in-law marriages, but this is 7 siblings marrying 7 brothers. Now, I could make up the one to Bujerba, but on the other hand, that would get me stuck because I've already done both of the possible flights out of Bujerba, so instead, I'm going to go to Nalbina. Number 4. A whole lot of siblings and one of them called Anne, if only there was an extra A at the end of her name. Of course, by the time this game first came out, we didn't know that the Annas were all siblings. Like, Anna in Fire Emblem used to be considered a Gilgamesh kind of character, just the same character who showed up in multiple alternate universes. Or just a whole lot of, different people who went... No, it was always suspected to be the exact same Anna every time. Aha, they are starting to get worried. We have them on the ropes now. We must press on to defeat the 7 Gastons. While we're at the Nalbina Aerodrome, I just want to mention something. I went here with the Strahl once, and I couldn't for the life of me figure out how to get out of the aerodrome, because everywhere seems to be cordoned off, and I was worried that, like, the only way you could get out was via airship, because the Empire had doubled its patrols. But no, if you talk to this guy, he'll take you into town via this elevator. Anyway, Nalbina to Rabanasta, Nalbina to Arcades, Nalbina to Balfamheim. Yeah, there are quite a lot of flights out of this place. We just came from Rabanasta, I think, so we haven't been Nalbina to Arcades, I don't think. Okay, we can buy serums here, but remedies are cheaper and they cure disease thanks to remedy laws, so I might as well get more of these instead. Oh, actually, new bazaar goods out of that. Sipping wine. Well, we already, had a lot of those, but oh well. Monk's garb and feathered boots. Winged boots. Headband and jiu-jitsu. Yeah, that's, like, way outclass equipment by now, I think. Yeah, the winged boots are not the Hermes sandals. I believe the Hermes sandals are actually, like, they give you haste. The one route I've yet to visit. And, well, they are pretty much resigned to the fact that they've lost now. So, the one route I've yet to visit. Now, the first one that I did was Bujerba to Balfamheim. So, let's see. I've already done Arcades to Rabanasta. I've already done Arcades to Nalbina. I don't think I've done Arcades to Balfam... No, wait, where did I go from Balfamheim? Did I go from Balfamheim to Arcades, or did I go from Balfamheim to somewhere? I actually think this is one I've already been on. Because I don't think I've done Nalbina to the other one. I could actually be wrong about this, but I kind of suspect, because how did I get into Nalbina last time? I think it was... Oh, I should have gone by private cabin. Yeah, so... I suspect Nalbina to Balfamheim is the one route that I haven't done yet. It looks like it is. They all must have been born around a similar time, because they all look kind of the same, despite the fact that they, are all of different ages, apparently. But then again, in Japanese, you always have to designate siblings as older or younger, even if they're twins, just because of the way the language works. Well, you see, we didn't spend much time on airships before, but we will for this. And thankfully we don't have to go all the way back to the first route we tried to talk to Anne herself, because the last sibling always gives you the same reward. And this is the final reward for this quest. The Ring of Renewal. Which gives you regen status. And also a decent amount of defenses, so it's a pretty good piece of equipment. Oh, I probably skipped over some dialogue there. Yeah, sorry about that, that was kind of a force of habit. But anyway, that completes that quest. I would recommend doing it at the same time as Death Gaze, even though that forces one additional trip, because, you know, the trip with Death Gaze doesn't count for talking to the siblings, because, you know, they're too busy panicking over the giant dragon attacking them. But you can only finish this when you have access to Balfamheim anyway, and speaking of which, we're in Balfamheim now. And Death Gaze kind of opens up around that time. And then if we check our... Oh, I probably should have ended in Rabanastre because I need to talk to Montblanc. I think we have a new clan. We are a Knight of the Round now. We are not Order of Ambrosia. That is the highest clan rank, but I think Knight of the Round is the second highest clan rank. Order of Ambrosia, and oh yeah, we have Death Gaze's sprite here. Because, yeah, Death Gaze is another one of the... From now on, almost every hunt monster we defeat is going to be worth a Sky Pirate's Den sprite. Because we're getting into the really, sort of important ones. In fact, I'm pretty sure Carrot is also worth a Sky Pirate's Den sprite. But yeah, we have completed all the hunts except for that one, which is considered one of the hardest non-Montblanc hunts in the game. These two which were in Nabudis, and then this one which is in the Nebreus Deadlands. And in fact, those are going to work towards us completing a different side quest as well. Yes, if you talk to the one who says private airships, then you can take the Strahl. You don't have access to that before you have the Strahl fully upgraded. In fact, wait a minute, can you... I mean, the Strahl needs to be repaired before they put the Skystone in it, so I'm pretty sure that you don't have access to the private airships until this point in the game. But anyway, I'm going to go to Montblanc and pick up my clan reward.